rappers or whatever, as well as like community leaders, like rabam dancing. It's just a little bit of everything. I want to have like a variety, but I also want to
Absolutely.
have like conversation with other races too, and talk about current events or social issues, social injustice. I think that'd be cool to like actually talk about it with our Lao people, whatever, like Asian racism within each other.
Indeed, that happens a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
and we're live, by the way. Just wanted to let you know,
Oh,
but
we're
it's
live. Why'd you tell me, man?
I didn't want to cut you off, but
That's okay.
yeah, we were talking off the record that we're gonna do like more podcasts with like every like Asians because I feel like we're up underrepresented, and but we're gonna like interview like movers and shakers from all different backgrounds and not just like Asians and stuff, and that's why we have like so many channels and programs going on at the moment.
Yes, sir.
But indeed, and to Hella Chluy and everybody watching.
So, Sareth, thank you for having me on your show. I'm excited to, talk to you about whatever you want to talk about.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to like diving into your bio and your upbringing and all that stuff and where you've come from and where you're at now and all that good stuff.
Sounds good. The bio I sent you needs to be updated. I feel like I don't know. I'm not a good bio writer. I need like a whole new bio. but,
Absolutely.
but pretty much, I feel like it left out a lot. Well, I feel like it was just it's old stats. Like I don't want to flex stats. I was never a numbers guy,
Mm.
but beginning like like I made that viral video. Can we cuss on here?
Yeah, if you want to.
Uh, Shit Cambodian folks say when that YouTube trend that was that other races shit white people say, shit Filipinos say.
Mhm.
That was my first like taste of viral activity. Because prior to that, I didn't have no interest in like doing any comedy or nothing like that. I just did it for fun. But yeah, I think I just skipped like my whole bio. But 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 yeah, but that's like the start. We'll get back to that later. But I think my upbringing. Let's just start from the beginning briefly.
Okay.
Um, I was born in 1983 in Kawadang refugee camp, and in 1984, I think my family went to the Philippines so they could settle and learn some English, I think, or whatever, a little bit of schooling, and then I think we got sponsored by a Khmer family in Linwood, Washington. So 1984, we flew over to Seattle, Washington, where we resided first in Linwood for like a few years, and then we moved to South Seattle in a neighborhood, the Kenyon Street Apartments, I call it. It's like a Khmer complex, so it's like that's where all the Khmer people were at the time, and some of them are still there today, and they are like my relatives. So, and my parents, I think we were in a two-bedroom, and I have two older brothers. They're like 10 years older than me. Um, One oldest sister that's the oldest of them all. So it's Pon, my middle oldest, Pon, the oldest brother, and then Monka Soka. She's the oldest sister, and then I have another older sister, Manny, and a middle older sister, Pana, and I'm the youngest. So we actually spent our childhood there for probably a good I want to say from 1985 to like 1989, and then we moved to this 2 hours south of Seattle in a small town called Kelso, Washington, mainly because of the reason that there were jobs for my parents that involved like like agricultural stuff like picking berries. So I don't know if you know about the West Coast come up. A lot of West Coast like Seattle, Pacific Northwest people, like my families would work in the berry fields. We pick strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. That's how we saved our money, all cash, And they also like picked mushrooms, and there's like even like leaves they call like salau leaves, snake grass, bear grass, and it's like they sell it to like the resale the buyers in the northwest. It was that was pretty much my childhood, and that's where we're the beginning of child labor. My parents would be like, if you want to make school clothes, you gotta go pick 10 flats of blackberries. Yeah, it was like if you want to hang out with your friends, you gotta pick a certain amount. So it was like they taught us how to hustle at a young age, and I'm truly grateful for that. I didn't like doing it at the time, but now I know why. It helped give you that hustler mentality, and it just like you know, just how to grind, how to work, how to put in work at a young age, and yeah, my parents bought a house with the hard earned money, and then we bought we actually in the Kelso was also like a complex of Cambodians, like low income housing. My best friend lived next door. My other best friend lived across the street. David is like, I remember those times like yesterday. Like growing up in Kelso was like real good times, real good memories, and some of those like a lot of my friends that grew up in the same complex, I still talk to on like a daily basis. I'm 37 years old now, so it's like a lot of them are like the select few that like David, he's like my producer. He's been making beats for me for a long time, long before Hella Chluy stuff. I was doing like hip hop music, pop music, whatever, under a different alias. And my friend, so Pat, aka McNub, he lived on like the across the street as well. And we're all Khmer. We all have like our, dreams. Like we always said like if one of us make it, we all make it. And and it's still that's still effective today. Like, and we always help each other. I always talk to them daily, so it's good to have friends like that. They're like lifelong friends. I consider them my brothers. And grew up in school. Going to school, elementary school was pretty cool. I went to Wallace Elementary in Kelso. Um, had a good experience. I was in ESL, but they kicked me out because they said my English was too good. So, yeah, so it was like English. We became Americanized real quickly because we learned English, then we started to forget our Khmer. It's like as you grow older, like it just became a habit to speak to your siblings in English. It became to the point where like my mom was like, yeah, yeah, Khmer, like complete PSI Khmer. I'm like, dang. It's like, dang. It's kind of sad, like it became to the point where like communicating with my mom was like speaking broken, like mixing it with English and Khmer. It's like, and my mom don't understand. Sometimes it's like it's really hard to like communicate because I was so like I became like American. Like I totally forgot a lot. I can understand Khmer fully. It's just I can't conversate like say a full sentence in Khmer properly. It's like, but I'm working on getting better at it. There's some Khmer words that I still know. Just the basics. So I should be good.
Indeed.
Yeah. That pretty much my childhood was like that, and I don't know what I don't know if you wanted the whole bio. I don't know if I should summarize or I had a pretty cool childhood, but there's also like a lot of like the typical what's it called, discipline that we all get from our parents. But I appreciate the discipline. Like I feel like like my people, we don't ground our kids. If you're doing wrong, doing bad things, you are going to get it thrown pot. You get the
Yeah.
you get the switch, you get the chopsticks, you get the flip flops, extension cords. But I
The
think that
remote controls.
yeah, I think that's what made me turn out to be a good person. I like to think I'm like pretty like solid. Because like if I didn't get disciplined growing up, just before doing dumb stuff like getting fights in school and stuff like that. Like if I didn't get disciplined, I'd probably like joining gangs or like I'll be in jail. So I don't fear nobody but my parents.
Absolutely. That's the truth.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but I also want to talk about growing up like the music. The music was dope. That's when I got introduced into like 90s era, like the late 80s, early 90s. Like my brothers were bumping like freestyle music. I was waking up to Spring Love, Stevie B, Johnny O, Timmy T. I felt like that was the it was a vibe. Like the whole era was like I miss the 90s. Like even the rap was MC Hammer, have Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby. It's like I was really into the music, but
Mm.
also my obsession was martial arts because all my parents watched were like kung fu movies, them VHS 30 episode kung fu movies, and Bruce Lee. Yeah, when I first saw like Enter the Dragon, I was hooked. I wanted to be a martial artist. So long story short, I grew up, went in my teens, went to middle school. I begged my parents to put me in Taekwondo because that was like the only martial art that was available. And there was like a friend of the family that was Khmer. He was a black belt in it. He's trying to help sell the school to my parents. So I had to beg, I cried, I finally got my way. So I actually became my instructor at the time, Mr. Huntington, told me I was the best student that he ever had, Lord. Like he's never seen like a talent like me, It's like I was like a natural, I because a lot of the moves I learned were from like watching Bruce Lee movies. So I came in there as a white belt doing all kinds of crazy kicks, and just like going to tournaments and cleaning house, first place trophies all over my house. Just nothing but like trophies at my my house. So it's like my parents were proud. They had like that pride, they would have bragged to their friends, it was like I made them proud. So and as I grew older, I went to high school, I started, getting interested in different things. I was also good at basketball, but I was too short to play high school. I was in the 8th grade basketball team, but there's always going to be someone better than you and taller than you. And but other than that, man, I stayed out of jail. I've never gotten in trouble. Just tried my best to be a good son, but only did a year of college. I felt like it wasn't for me. Like I just started working. I went. My brother got me a job at Genie. It's like they build those lifts that you see, them power lifts, them blue lifts that has a yeah. So that was a cool job, and I messed that up. I fell asleep on my 15-minute break, and nobody told me, so I got that pink slip right away. So I was dumb, man. I made dumb decisions. Like I was always like partying the night before and like drinking beer. Yeah, I was at the phase where like in my 20s, just going to Applebee's, drinking like happy hour. So it was a good job, man. I wish I would have kept it because he's still working there. He's making good money, but I think things happen for a reason, and they're supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen to teach you the life lesson that you need to be taught. And
Absolutely.
yeah, as far as but yeah, how that relates to now, so music's always in me. I was always making music. We started like in back in the day. I want to call it the early 2000s when actually let's go back. We like 99. My mom had a karaoke machine, and record blank cassette. I would get like an instrumental. I think it was Warren G Regulator. I would get that instrumental, get a blank tape, and just record my rap over it. I would write my own rap. It was super whack, but that's when I started recording with my homies. AP, shout out to AP and his family. This is my people. It's good times, but and then AP one day he came up. He was working, and then he had a little rolling workstation, like a 16-track digital workstation. At that time, that was like the big baller stuff. Like we started. That's when we switched to digital recording. Started recording a rap on CDs, and the quality was crystal clear, and we was hype. We had CDs, we was burning it, we was passing them out. Trying to sell it in high school. So some good times, man. But yeah, that was the music thing. I was making rap music. It was nothing. It's like, my influences in rap music was like Bone Thugs and Harmony. I wanted to rap fast. I wanted to be Busy Bone, but it's like that's the type of music I was into at the time. And then one day fast forward to so after that I moved to New York after not completing college and then just working and just not like, I feel like I wasn't really going anywhere. I wanted to go to New York with my friend at the time and just like just get a change of scenery and see if I could like make something out of myself out here. They said if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So 10 years now. I've been here for 10 years. Came in 2010, and I've been here since. And the first job was real estate. I found real estate through a Craigslist ad. It said something about. I was just trying to apply for anything. It said customer service. Come in, and then the next thing you know, like a real estate orientation. And I stuck with that for like good a long time, probably like almost 8 years. 8 years of real estate. And I did pretty well. I actually became the top listing agent. So it's like it feels like everything I put my mind into, I become good at it. Not just good, I become the best at it. I was a top listing agent in the company. I think I closed like a whole bunch of like 300 listings like my first year. It was crazy. At the time, rent was cheap, so I specialized in rentals and I just like got addicted to it. Like I learned to love the game of real estate. But right now, I'm not doing real estate because it changed a lot. I just lost interest in it. So right now, I'm just focusing on like making content. And I want to, make this my full time and just like entertain. But also, I'd also work a regular job as well. But I enjoy doing anything involving camera and music. I just I've developed a passion for shooting and filming and editing. It's like my thing. That's about I constantly like work on learning, learning how to get better just on YouTube tutorials and spend most of my time on YouTube still. But yeah, that's pretty much the story of with my music and then how that incorporated how I got no discovered or just well known just how it blew up was that trend shit Cambodian folks say. My first video, I had an iPhone 3GS, I believe. I was I was like, I saw this trend on YouTube, like shit Koreans say, shit white people say, shit New Yorkers say. I'm like, I'm gonna type in Khmer, shit Khmer people say, but I didn't see nothing. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to do it real quick. Recorded myself on an iPhone, and then I just started freestyling off the top about I jumped to a gang and just
I love that one.
stuff
That's
like
great.
that, and like just trying to remember what my parents lectured me about. So I ain't jumped to a gang. I just like copy and paste that over and over and like, well, go back to that. And yeah, it went viral. I think I did like 300,000 views overnight. Like a whole bunch of people tweeted it. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. This is my first. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't even know what Twitter was, and people told me it was popping on Twitter, and my Facebook was going crazy too. And at the time, Facebook was kind of like new. We just switched over from MySpace to Facebook, so it was like, yo, I was all over. Everybody was sharing it. The whole Khmer community was sharing it. So yeah, that was like I kind of like, yo, I got hooked on like, yo, I got to make another one. I did part 2 and like a part 3. So it just kept going. So but comedy was like I was always kind of been like the life of the party or made my friends laugh naturally. I'm a natural, I make people laugh naturally, but comedy was never in like, you know, it was never like my dream to be a comedian or anything. But like, yo, if this is working and my music wasn't working, because nobody really like it's hard to like get people to listen to your music, or you like it might not be their cup of tea. Like I thought my music was starting to get good. I mean, I still have like a few, people like, yo, Memo, you make some good music, that's cool. But it's like, if this is working, like, why not keep doing comedy skits? And then eventually I meshed it together, I combined it and did like what the Weird Al approach I
Mm.
started doing parodies. So I started using my music and then like my lyrical writing and trying to mix it with Khmer English, like because I'm still not fluent in Khmer, so like I try to like mix it and then like be like do like Weird Al stuff. I think I did the Sareth Ney style, because that was like the biggest YouTube song ever at the time by Psy Gangnam Style, and then I did like actually Hella Chluy was first. The song that went Hella Chluy, it was like the Lil Wayne beat, the How to Love. I did a parody for that. That took off. Shotgun Style took off. It like I got featured on like like my publications on like I think I want to say Sabai TV shared it. So it was like or Kamai yeah Kamai Load or one of the two. They shared it and it, like it like took off. And then I think even like some people some Khmer like TV show, someone was dancing to my version of Sratram style, so that was it's a pretty big deal. So I was like, wow, it's getting crazy, especially in like the overseas like sort of Khmer, fans of sort of Khmer was like they're starting to catch on and be like, yo, this Hella Choi guy from Khmer America is doing this thing. So yeah, so I've been able, from then I've been able to continue to do parodies, and then I started doing originals in Khmer to the best of my ability. Lola did pretty well. It's more recent. It's from last year, but I started doing originals and I started doing more comedy skits. You know, and now I'm starting to do a little bit of everything, like vlogging, travel vlogging, speaking in English, just like more normal. I want to see I want to show people the human side of me, like the non-choice side, like more personal. Like if I'm traveling to my hometown of Seattle, I'm doing like New Year footage. I'm doing day to day stuff, like kind of like a daily vlog when I'm traveling. So I think it's like it's it's cool. I think it's important for people to know like the type of person I am, rather than just like the Hella Chluy, persona or the comedy guy. I feel like I'm human too. I do regular things. I like to fish. I like to chill. Like to eat. I've been doing a lot of mukbangs too. So but I just want to keep doing just staying active, and just getting better, level up. I just want to keep leveling up.
Absolutely. I see you doing like mukbangs with Spring Roll Fever, which I had last week, and I see you with JL Jupiter all the time too in his videos.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, spring roll. I actually met her last year. I believe last year. Yeah, I hit her up because I follow her, and I know she was like, to me she was like one of the first to do it, one of the OGs of like YouTube comedy. Like I saw her skits first, long before I literally. So I reached out to her like, yo, I like what you're doing. Like, you're like, I gave her props, and I'm like, yo, we should link up. I see you're in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn too. And then kind of find out she's like the next neighborhood over. She's not too far from me, so we linked up, had hot pot, and then we became friends and just did a few comedy skits and mukbangs together. So that's dope. And JL Jupiter, I think I totally left him on my bio. He's he was actually the first Khmer when I moved to New York. He's the first Khmer person I reached out to because I was typing in Khmer rap on YouTube, and his video showed up. So he actually had a song called Natural. He's singing with soul. Like, I've never seen a Khmer dude sing with soul. He's all like natural. I don't know if you've seen the video. like,
Not yet.
I can't sing like him, but yeah, shout out to JL. So I hit him up. I actually had I don't know if you remember, but YouTube had like a DM feature. So I slid in his DM, be like, yo, I want to collaborate with you. And then he actually responded. And then we collaborated on a song, and then the rest is history. But he also like was like he started playing with video cameras, so he shot my first music video, and then he actually shot most of my YouTube videos, like music video, like the parodies and stuff, like the TLC parody, a whole bunch of videos, like Boy. He shot most of my ones that are like doing the most numbers, like Changban Prapon Kama. He shot all that. So shout out to JL. He's doing good for himself. He's one of the top vloggers right now in the tri-states, and he's getting like a global audience, which is dope. So yeah, shout out to you, JL. Yeah, he had a lot large. He played a large role in my my success as a content creator, YouTuber. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, some fans were hopping in. Like Sambu New was like she was asking what's good, and she was like the '90s was definitely popping, and
Yeah.
like she was greeting us, and hopefully she's still in the building, and McNubb was saying hi to us too before the show started.
Oh, shout out to McNubb. That's the guy that I was talking about. He actually does a lot of my beats. He produced like my first album, Please Confirm, which is actually still it's a good sound. It's like
Absolutely.
yeah. He, shout yo McNubb if you're watching. Salute to you, man. I don't think I shout him out enough. Like if it wasn't for McNubb, man, I don't think I'd be who I am, man. Aside from music, he also is like kind of like a he's younger than me, but he also gives me like life advice. Like, if I could go to him for like things I need tips or advice on, if I'm stressing out, he'll tell me that, we talk to each other like brothers, we motivate each other to get out of our funk that, I think me as a I'm always me as like a I don't know if you feel it too. Like if you like a lot of people that are in like entertainment or like content creation, they always like I think the overthinking is like their biggest, you know, thingy that, where they I think lately like I'm just starting to get back in the rhythm, but it's like I think sometimes I overthink too much and then, then that becomes like, yo, I don't even do it because I always, the fear of failure,
Indeed.
So
That's life. I mean, that's like peaks and
yeah.
valleys,
Hmm.
and like the best part is failing, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I failed many times. And
Yeah.
I keep
It's
failing too till I get it right.
like doing stand up, like the best stories come from when you're bombing on stage. And then you get like those really good shows, but like when you bomb, it's just like it's devastating at first, but then you laugh about it later. So
Oh yeah. So you
indeed.
do stand up? Like I always wanted to try it, but I don't know if I'm ready for it yet. You
Yeah,
know?
I've been doing it for like about 7 years now, but I just take experiences from my life. I
Hmm.
don't write jokes or nothing. I just take my life and just throw it on stage and see what makes people laugh. And
Yeah.
that's like my outlet. It's like me like taking all my personal problems and just like telling the world, "Hey, I got problems. You guys want to hear them?" And so I
Yo,
just make fun of it.
that's
Without
awesome.
degrading myself. I just tell people like
That's
these are
good.
my
That's
mistakes.
good. That's
Because I want to
awesome.
be human too. And just like you with like how you mentioned it earlier, like you got to have like your personal private side and your funny business side.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be able to turn it off and on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No one wants to be funny all the time, but
Oh yeah,
it,
yeah. Exactly.
indeed. But yeah, your fan bases and like watching your numbers grow and your videos and Spring Roll Fevers and JL Jupiters is just like wow, that's amazing. Like I'm barely starting off like being like being more involved on YouTube and social media because I usually don't post anything on there.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to like hopefully I get to your numbers because man, you guys make amazing content and your
You're
video production work is awesome too. So
you'll get there, man.
indeed.
You'll get there.
I hope so.
Just keep
Indeed.
just keep it, just keep it consistent. Like when I first started out, I was consistently dropping videos like almost daily, especially on like Instagram. But right now I'm starting to get back into it. Like I just like the past, the whole actual few weeks ago when everything was going on in the world,
Mhm.
I just felt like it wasn't time to be funny,
Yep.
especially like, like George Floyd, the whole, police brutality, murders and stuff like that.
Yep.
People that lost their life under
It's
armor, like under law enforcement, you know, Breonna Taylor cops they didn't even get arrested yet. So it was like
yeah,
it's a broken system that needs to be fixed. So
it's
I didn't
definitely
feel I didn't feel like posting any content. So I spent those 3 weeks to like support our black brothers and sisters and stuff like that, and I kind of stayed away from like the arguments about like the people that disagree on it. Like, yo, there's really there's no debate about human rights. Like
Indeed.
there's no
It's
justification for it. So I stayed away. I didn't those didn't get no response. I was trying to share links, I was trying to sign petitions and stuff like that. Do my part, because it's not just their fight, it's our fight too. We're people of color, we're immigrants, and they fought for us. They fought for our human rights. They're like they played a role for us even being here in the U.S.
indeed, and like sharing your opinion on social media nowadays, like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and that's why I
Exactly.
stayed away from that too. It's like
Exactly.
it's just a vicious cycle.
hmm and especially when they talk politics. I never talk politics. People go to war. They'll kill each other over politics. Like we can't have, and you know what I mean. Like I do not. That's one thing I don't talk about is politics.
Same here. I stay
Yeah.
away from that on stage too because it divides the room,
hmm
and with comedy and music, what we both do is like we try to use those two art forms and bring people together, not divide them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's hard out there right now. Like there's no live music, there's no live comedy.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just a hard time for everybody.
Yeah.
And
Music is
so
like laughter is like the best medicine. So I think I felt like I think I kind of gradually started being more active, posting some content, just to put a smile on people's face. I'm like, I feel like I can't like not just take a break forever. I took like a 3 week break. People's asking, yo, what happened to Hella Chluy? Like, yo, I'm here. This is one of my Facebook followers because I'm kind of quiet. I just didn't feel right to post any like funny stuff at the time. But now I'm posting heavy now. I'm posting heavy, and I'm all while still trying to do my part too on the other end on about human rights and stuff, and whatever people need me to you know sign petitions and stuff like that, links, any GoFundMe's, I'll share it, you know, stuff like
indeed,
that. So, but yeah, I'm back, and I feel like I'm ready to like do new things as well, like trying to do what you're doing on this side, like because like I said before we got live, was like you complimented on my video quality. I'm like, yeah, I just really set up this live stream setup. So I hooked up my camera to my computer with like a cam link, and got some lighting, and and I'm like, yo, I think I could do this. I think I just shot my first episode yesterday with a special guest. So, but I don't want to release anything until I get a few more episodes in, get like get a rhythm going, start jotting down notes. Do you have notes when you interview, or is it like off the top? Because this is pretty much off the top, and I'm pretty much, that's my style. When I do skits, everything's freestyle. Never wrote anything down, so that's kind of a fun fact, So
yeah. I feel
every
like I open like another window on the side,
hmm
or like beneath, like have like it divided so that way I can like look at like your bio and everything like that, and like look back and forth while we're like you're answering questions, and I feed off like your previous answer, and then I dive into like the next question, so that was like a constant flow. That's what definitely helps me out. And as for my webcam, I just use my basic webcam and have like a USB mic, and I just
hmm
rest it on my table tray here, like no mic stand or nothing. So it's like my laptop's really old, so it doesn't have a mic.
yeah, if
But
that
I'm
gets
just
gets the job done, you're doing it, man. Just keep doing it. I
indeed,
mean,
and
it's fun. My motto is function over fashion. You know,
absolutely, that's a good
function.
motto.
If it works, keep on doing it. I see, there's people out there just does everything off their phone too, and the phone quality these days is good enough,
Absolutely, and the
crystal clear.
sound.
hmm
Yep,
It
you
sounds
just
good too.
need the headphones so it doesn't echo. You're
hmm
all set. Yeah, we'll definitely have to like let us know what kind of equipment you use, so that way
Yeah,
when I upgrade my system, I'll definitely not use this desk
yeah,
lamp.
yeah. You'd be surprised, man. I actually got like my system's kind of it's on the budget side, so I do plan on making a video of my gear. And yeah, I was just doing research on YouTube, and there was like this budget option. So I went with a budget just to test it out because it was that cheap. I'm like, yo, and I think I definitely make a video on it. But I could I could tell you what I use. You have my contact now, so I could link you. I could just straight link you to it, so you can get it. You could probably get it right now and just get like a. You don't even need like a expensive DSLR. I'm using like a I think it's a 4-year old camera now. It's a Panasonic GX85, and it shoots 4K, but I'm just shooting in 1080 right now. So, yeah, but with live stream they output at 720, so it's still HD, so it's good enough for me. Pretty much,
Dang.
it's just an HDMI to a cam link to the USB on your computer, and you just select it when you're on here on StreamYard. Yeah, I like this StreamYard. It's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
cool. It's less nyai than Zoom.
it is so true, man.
Nyai.
And yeah, you get 20 hours for free, which is great because like I have like 5 hour like 5 shows, and I just
Mhm,
like they're like an hour or less, and
mhm.
I never reach that 20-minute 20-hour mark. And like next week is like when it recycles again, so it's great. It's
Yeah,
like I'm always at the 10-hour mark, so it's fantastic.
and it comes with that little scrolling ticker thing. That's dope.
Heck yeah, it helps that it's like CNN, it's like
It's like it's like broadcast ready to go. That's what's up, man. I didn't know about this till now, so it's good to
yeah.
know.
I'll send you the referral link so that way you can get it all set up, and it's easy. Just it's just the way that you had it up, like type in your name, and
Hmm.
they have the banners, and you can read everyone's comments on the side and all that stuff.
Oh,
People
that's
that
awesome.
interact.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can stream it to Facebook and Instagram or YouTube, wherever you want. So Versus needs to do this for the DMX and Snoop Dogg battle when they have coming up.
Yeah, it looks like the latency is good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, DMX Snoop Dogg. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be 20. Who you got, man? Who you
Dude,
got on this?
I grew up on Snoop Dogg, you know,
Me too. I love Snoop.
but DMX was like me in high school. Like I
He
loved
made
all his
hard music. His music was
yeah.
hard. Like, oh, gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Like, yo, he made hype music. But DMX, I got DMX. I have DMX because I think there was this one year when he had like I think he had he had 2 platinum albums in one year. I don't think any other rapper's done that in the history of music. So like, Snoop Dogg made some legendary songs, but I would find myself like replaying DMX songs more than I would replay a Snoop song, even though Snoop has some classics like Nothing But a G Thing, Gin and Juice. It's gonna be tough, but I'm pretty sure they're good friends. They're gonna, they're gonna be humble and be like, they're gonna, compliment each other. But deep down, I think DMX got it. Like his catalog is crazy.
And his movies are better too, like Romeo Must Die and
Oh yeah, yeah. Romeo Must Die was
eh,
dope with Aaliyah and Jet Li.
mhm.
That was a good
Oh
movie.
man, Cradle to the Grave, all that
Oh,
good stuff.
oh, was it Cradle to Grave?
Oh, that was just Jet Li.
That was Jet Li.
I think DMX was in there too.
Oh, was he? I thought it was
Maybe it
Romeo
was
Die.
something like that.
I'll have to check it.
Same
Yeah.
here. I'll IMDb it later. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm definitely going for DMX because like Rough Riders and
Yeah.
just everything. But
It's not, yeah, I'm from the West Coast. I should be rooting for Snoop, but like I'm like a you know, I'm a total catalog guy. Or like the most catchy or songs that stick to you. Like I enjoyed both like it's dark and Hell is Hot album. That was like solid. You can listen to that all the way through, unskippable.
yep, like
And Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood album was straight through as well.
absolutely. And he's always praying at the end and like
Hmm.
my
His
best
ad
friend.
libs too. Hmm.
So what?
His ad libs. He barked,
Yeah,
Brr. Like, you can feel his energy, dude.
absolutely. And like my best friend in my song is Dogs for Life. That's like that's our song. And so
Oh yeah,
that's
that's a
that's our
good.
jam.
I like how's it going down.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's being played. How's it going down? He had that swagger, that swagger, that voice. Like, yeah. But Snoop has some fire songs too. It's gonna be tough.
yeah.
I
You
think.
have like
I think by popularity, they gonna pick Uncle Snoop. 'Cause I
mhm.
think people still like they still like. I don't think DMX gets the respect that he deserves. they want to like, and they want to talk about his, his personal life, calling him crackhead and stuff. But it was like he's still like, to me, he's like one of the legends, top five dead or alive, like goat status. He he
Absolutely.
he uh he contributed a lot to hip hop, and he, a lot of people, he probably motivated a lot of people to rap the way they rap with the ad libs. I hear some of his ad libs in Pop Smoke.
Mhm. Yeah, and plus, like, it reminds me of like a Velcro battle. Like, DMX was the rough side, and then like Snoop was like the soft side. Because of their flow,
He's
and
mellow. He's
like,
mellow. Yeah, he's on that pimp swagger. Player stuff. I like Snoop. He had a lot of bangers.
indeed, I kind of
Yeah,
want to see a Method Man versus Redman battle. That'd be pretty dope too.
that'd be pretty cool too for the East Coast. Yeah, I want to see
Indeed.
more '90s R&B, man. We saw 112. We saw 112 versus Jagged Edge. That was cool. I went for 112 because I was a big 112 fan. But Jagged Edge had fire too, so it was a good versus.
I
But
kind of
yeah,
want to see like Jodeci versus Boys to Men. See
that
what
would be
happens.
cool. That would be cool. Boyz II Men need to get on there for sure because they're like the gold standard of R&B music.
Hmm. Absolutely,
Who's bigger than Boyz II Men? Nobody.
indeed. That's for sure. They're still going to like just touring casinos and stuff like that.
Or do you think it would be more equal, Boyz II Men versus New Edition?
That could work.
'Cause they were
I,
kind of the same era, right? I think Boyz II Men came first, but like New Edition was like boom, they took over.
I was thinking New Edition versus New Kids on the Block because they're both from Boston and they have that beef still.
Oh, they had a beef. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I saw it on their just bunch of like behind the music and
Mm. I think they're more pop though.
yeah, that's true.
Boyz II Men was R&B.
It'd be pretty interesting to see who would
Or
win.
New Jack Swing with it, whatever they called it, right?
I think so.
Good man.
Um,
Just the whole era was fire, man. But yeah.
but what was
What was your favorite verses so far? Out of that came out.
I like the RZA versus the Primo battle.
I didn't even get to watch that. Who won?
Oh man, I can't even say it because it's so good. But everyone was saying Primo, but I was like, I love Wu Tang, so I got to go with RZA.
RZA's
But
he's a legend.
mhm. And then the Alicia Keys battle with John Legend was pretty good. It was long,
They
but
did
it was
that live
good.
thing together. Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. It's cool.
Mm.
I
And
like
then
keys.
I loved the Jill Scott and Erica Badu battle was awesome. Like I met Jill Scott in North Hollywood when I was working out there,
Mhm.
and she complimented me on my freckles. So it was pretty nice.
That's funny. I, you got freckles?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh man, she was good stuff. But she I but like speaking of your fan base, like how did you get involved with like the Khmer New Year's from like Lowell and Long Beach, Seattle, Philadelphia, Denver, and stuff like that?
Um, Long Beach was at the time. There was my homie that he was my manager at the time. We got me the gig in Long Beach. He knew some people out there, and they made it happen and booked me for the El Dorado. I believe it was 2013. It's like my first like out of town like a big event, and there's like a lot of people. So everybody knows El Dorado Park. And at that time, a lot of people would show up. I think like 30,000 people was there, like and it was a good experience. I performed, I had a good response from the audience. And then Lowell was I think we did a community Waterfest. I was there for Waterfest. And that was just to actually Lowell. I did some club events to a Khmer dude that was a promoter, and he brought me out a few times, and then and Lowell became one of my favorite places to visit because they have all the Khmer food and good Khmer authentic restaurants, and but we were back and forth. Waterfest was like a good experience. I think the first time it was 2011. It's like the biggest Bon Tuk in the U.S. So every August, I think every third August, they would have that event. So I try to make it there as much as possible. Even if I'm not like Even if I'm not doing a gig, I go there to participate and just like as a spectator. But it's so sometimes there was like it's like voluntary. Like I go up there on stage and do a couple songs just just for the culture. And I think I was booked for a show at Waterfest too, Lowell. I think 2016 or something. To my one of my good friends, Bong Chad. He does the crawfish. He's from Long Beach, so we did an event out there.
So that's Bottom Bong Bob, right?
Batam Bang Bob, yes, that's him. He
Awesome.
does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I just reached out to him. Hopefully, I get to interview him. That'd be pretty awesome. I'll
You
put
should.
like draw
He's a,
some customers to him and stuff.
yeah, he's a good man. I think he'd be a good interview. How's your Khmer? You speak good Khmer?
I get around.
Hmm.
I speak Khmer to my mom mostly, and my dad, and my sister. I speak English with. But like everyone that has a Khmer store here, they want to speak English, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to work better with my Khmer.
Same here. I think we're in the same boat then.
Indeed, it's like enough to get around in Cambodia. I've been back there like 3 times, but
Oh, that's my goal is to go to Cambodia. I haven't been back yet.
oh man, it's a dream come true. It's heaven on earth.
What was your
But
first time like? Was it hot? Like how do you deal with the change in climate and the culture shock?
it was rough. Like I wasn't ready for it because I'm originally from Colorado, as I mentioned off the record,
Hmm.
and it was just too hot. Like I didn't have like an umbrella to protect me or sunscreen. I wasn't ready for it, and we went in the summertime when I was like 9 or something. And then in 2002, I went with my dad as like a graduation present, and then in 2006, I went by myself
Was
just
it
to like
okay?
center myself.
Was the second time like just as hot, or did you remember it being less hot?
It was much cooler because it was in December. I remember because like it was my birthday present too.
So it's
So
so their December it would be like equivalent to like a Long Beach summer, like 70s or something. Like is it like that cool, or is it still like 80s, 90s, almost still hot?
uh, from 70s to 90s, like you get monsoon rain, all that stuff, and like we just spent mostly like when I went all 3 times we just spent time in the villages instead of the capital and Siem Reap and stuff because
Oh
like it
wow.
was just
So
I went
nothing.
to Siem Reap twice, so that was pretty awesome.
Hmm.
The third time I finally got the courage to climb up it.
Was it
So
Angkor what?
yep, Angkor Wat, and like you have to climb on with your hands and feet because like the steps are really small.
Oh really?
Yep, but it's
That's
totally
my
worth it.
that's my dream is to go to Angkor Wat and just go to the top.
Indeed, I spent like 2 weeks in Thailand though, so that's pretty crazy. My uncle just said, like as soon as I arrived, he was like, "All right, the last time because I was old enough to get into those clubs,
Oh
uh,
wow.
he's like, all right, you're old enough, we can party. Your parents aren't here. Let's go to Bangkok." And the next day, we flew out to Bangkok.
Wow, that sounds fun.
Oh man, it's pretty wild, but it was worth the trip though. But I love it.
Dang, I can't wait, man. Hopefully, in the next couple years, I'd go get to experience the motherland and maybe Thailand or Laos or whatever surrounding
Indeed.
Southeast Asia tour.
It'd be fun. They'd love you out there. I mean, you already got a fan base. They'll swarm you, and they're great at swarming you. Like at the airport, everyone's waiting for you already. They're
Oh,
like,
really? Wow.
"Mhm,
Man, shout out to the my followers and support, man. I appreciate all your support. If you guys are watching, support you.
absolutely,
Oh, your support never goes unnoticed. Very thankful to have my followers.
indeed." And family always gives back whenever they can, and send money that way. And 'cause it's still rough out there, but it's humbling. And when you go there by yourself without like your brothers and sisters and your parents or something, like it just like centers you like with the universe. All right, what's my next step?
Yeah, I have a lot of family I've never even met yet. It's crazy. Everyone's getting old.
Indeed, it's good to meet family that you don't know.
Hmm.
Like you're my cousin too, and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool.
Did you meet your family first? Like, I don't even know my first time, like how I'm gonna approach it. Like, if I
Yeah,
go with my family, or should I make it like a homie trip just to get the experience first? I think I'll feel bad not seeing my family. It's like it's kind of weird. I don't want to get that guilt trip from them either.
I'd
'Cause-
totally meet your family first, and
yeah,
then make time for your friends later when you can. But definitely family first.
hmm
It,
for sure.
you can always make new friends, but you
Yeah,
can't.
I'll probably go with my brothers because they make frequent trips to Cambodia, so it probably makes sense to experience it with family. So that way, I feel safe. They know how to navigate, and
Absolutely,
they can translate for me. You know what I mean? They can speak for me. My Khmer not that good.
indeed.
Nah, I'm
That's the
good.
way
I'm
to do
good.
it.
I understand it fully. It's just like I'm gonna respond in English.
There you go. Indeed,
Hmm.
man. How was your trip to Denver and such?
Denver, it was a good time. It's different. Shout out to Khmer Ninjas, my people Ratha and his wife Soteri. They booked me, and it was cool. Stayed at their house, and I was there for a few days to celebrate Khmer New Year with them at the, I believe, Erie, Colorado Khmer Temple. It's pretty big. It got like big statues. I actually have some vlogs on it on YouTube. There's like 2-part vlog. So I captured like a lot of the footage from my experience there. So if anyone wants to see it, we had a good time. I then after the temple event, I actually had a show that night at a at a hall, I think, and it had a pretty good turnout. So, but the people in Denver though, they're spread out. Though, it's like a lot of they have the different suburbs that they drive from, so they're kind of spread out. Just kind of reminded me of Seattle, where I'm from. Like everyone's spread out. Like just it's a big, it's a big small state.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, all my family's like 2 hours south of Denver, so it's like, yeah, I know what you mean when it's all spread out. And like, I had family out in Seattle, like in the Tacoma area, but my parents brought them over to Colorado and set them up proper. So
Oh, nice.
it's good to have my family from Tacoma there because they grew up in the refugee camps too together. So that's how they met. But how did you link up with like the Khmer Ninjas and like all your current and past partnerships with like
Uh, go ahead.
like Ferocious Market and Planetary P and Spring Roll Fever and all those guys.
Let's start with Khmer Ninjas. Khmer Ninja is like one of the first people that reached out to me. I think he wanted to. At the time, he was a graffiti artist, Rata. At the time, he hit me up like, if you need, he's like, if you ever need artwork, let me know. And I'm like, at that time, I did need artwork. I was getting ready to release my first album. Please Confirm. Actually, I released my first original like pop album called Please Confirm. And then simultaneously I was dropping the Chillimatic mixtape, parody mixtape with all my parodies. So he did the artwork for me. He didn't have Khmer Ninjas yet. He just had his own t-shirt line called Raw Brand. That's his tagger name.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, from then on he just started doing a lot of my artwork, and like whenever I needed like iTunes cover artwork, I would hit him up, pay him. And then we developed a kind of a partnership. Like when he came up with Khmer Ninjas, he started making. He does a lot of his hand drawn. A lot of his artwork is hand drawn, like all the Uncle What detail, Uncle What stuff. He draws it with his hand and then he digitizes it. But he's really talented. He asked me to partner with him and represent his brand, and we've just been kind of like a loyal. We just stuck with each other since the beginning, and he's a solid dude. So I'm always gonna rep Khmer Ninjas. And I seen him grow. I watch him grow. It's a lot of people starting to rock his attire, his gear. He makes some really cool designs that are different. You know, it's like hand drawn. So it's really good.
I went to his website and his web store. It's amazing to know that he did everything hand drawn first and then
Mhm.
digitalized it later, and he puts in the work for sure. I definitely like his style. I reached out to him. Hopefully, I can get him onto the show too. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, hit him up. He's kind of a shy person, so I don't think people even know what he looks like. I'll be cool if you can get him on an interview. Let me know, man. I'll tune in. What else? What was the other questions?
There was how did you link up? We talked about you linking up with Planetary P.
Oh yeah, we got that. Yeah, that's the
Yep.
first person I've ever met in New York. The rest was history. I hit him up on YouTube. I'm like, yo, let's collab. We did a song together, and then he started making videos as a filmmaker, like a videographer. Started shooting videos for me. All my parody music videos were by JL Jupiter.
Dang. Those are
Yeah,
some good ones too. Like I saw the TLC, the baby,
yeah,
and that's why I put it on
that's
the Instagram
yeah. That's
story.
actually his first one for me. You know
uh-huh.
that that first Hella Chluy video. So we did that at Atlantic City at the casino. Kind of snuck film it. You know.
Yeah, my whole family loves the last Christmas one that you did the parody one.
Shot that too. Yep. Last
Yeah,
Christmas was that in his neighborhood too. It was like some I think some what's that called, that plaza in Jersey. It had the big Christmas tree, so it's a perfect place to film. And it was I guess it's one of my it's like favorites from people. People love that one.
most definitely. And how
Yeah.
did you link up with Ferocious Market?
Voracious.
Uh-huh.
Um, we linked up I think 2 years ago. Lena, she shout out to Lena. She's doing her thing. She reached out to me on Instagram. I think we were like friends on Facebook for the longest, but we just never spoke. And then she hit me up one day and wanted to see if I could promote her jerky. And then we started we started a partnership and she started doing her thing. I started promoting it and she's doing really well right now. She got like a whole line of sauces, like good packaging, and she's killing it. Yeah,
Most
and,
definitely.
yeah, she's in Seattle, and we um we did some mukbangs and stuff, and she's always like treating me and my family like really good. Always like cooking for us. So shout out to Lena. Always always got love for Lena, and it's only up from here for her. She's gonna blow up. She's gonna continue to succeed, and I'm happy for her.
Most definitely. It's good to see Khmer people succeed like all of us. It's like putting Khmer people on the map. Like Penn from Lowell says holla, so holla to Penn.
Hey, Pan.
Yeah,
Yo, shout out to Lowell, man. I got love for all my Lowell people.
most def. I gotta definitely go up there. And I've never been to the Northeast, so should be good times. And
You never been to Lowell?
never
Oh
never been
man,
all the way up that way. Well, the closest I've been was like Toronto, and I got to see like across Niagara Falls.
yeah, you'll love Lowell, man. Just go on a food tour. Just eat everything. Everything is good over there too.
Most
Even
definitely.
they got a lot of Khmer restaurants. Just check it out. I've never had bad food in Lowell.
Dang, and I love food too. So,
Hmm.
how did you link up with the CBD hemp store in Portland, Oregon?
Oh, CBD hemp store. We met 2019. Oh, it's been a year. It's been a year. I met them last year through my friend Law, who lives out there in Oregon. He's actually one of my childhood friends too. He's like, yo, come check out this Khmer CBD store, or I'm gonna introduce you to him. So we pulled up. At the time, I had a pinched nerve in my back, so I'm like, I tried everything, and I didn't know like my back was really hurting, and I was booked for by the Portland State University to do a Khmer New Year performance, but I was like probably 70% in pain. I was starting to get better, like yo, why don't just go try some CBD? So CBD is like it's hemp oil that has no THC, so it's like it's supposed to be beneficial to to your muscles, it's supposed to help your wellness. But I took it and then I felt better, and I was able to perform. I was even jumping on stage too. But I met the one of the owners, Anders. He's a Khmer entrepreneur doing his thing, man. They're actually they also own Brothers PDX, which is a marijuana dispensary. They were the first ever dispensary in Oregon, and they've been around for 10 years. since
Wow.
2010, I believe, and they every year they would win awards for the best dispensary. So they're doing it big. So many different store locations popping up now, and the CBD store is blowing up as well too, because CBD is like it's in demand right now, and they open up. I think they have 6 or 7 stores now throughout Oregon and yeah, Oregon and stuff. So Portland, so they're killing it. They're real solid people too. Like they wanted to they sponsored my music video for "Give You My Name" and my New Year song. So they're like they said they like they support what I'm doing. They like what I'm they support anything that's for the culture. So I really appreciate it. I'm really blessed to have them in my life. They're like family now to me too. So every time I go to Portland, I always visit them and kick it with them. They're real cool, real good people.
Speaking of Portland in the area, there's the Portland State University Cambodian Student Association. How do you work with them? And
Um, one of the one of the members, the board members, the student board member, Anita, she hit me up like she wanted to book me to perform. So and they were really professional. They booked me and then flew me out even. So it was like it was kind of a blessing because I was able to go home because I usually try to go to the Northwest because Seattle to Portland is like 3 hour drive.
Mhm.
I usually visit my family for my New Year, but it's cool that I was able to do that show as well. So it was fun too. I actually did a pretty good show. Like I was nervous at first, but because I was in pain, but actually that it sold out. But they sell out every year regardless. But it was just a good experience. All my friends came to support. Man, it was awesome. Man, shout out to Anita and the PSA. They have a good program. They every year they have like a theme. They'll do like a full on skit with Khmer theme stuff. Like they had Apsara dancing, and it's really cool. It's really organized and it's shout out to PSA CSA Cambodian Student Association. I'm truly thankful for that for you guys, and you know they have a good program, good peoples. I definitely want to support them every year. So even if I'm just in the audience, I would definitely if I'm in town, I'd definitely just show up because it was fun and it's Khmer culture. Who doesn't love Khmer New Year?
Absolutely, it's always a fun time. I try to go whenever I get the chance. Whichever city I'm in. And how did you link up with Rep Cambodia?
Rep Cambodia is actually one of the first brands I repped. Shout out to Cam. Like I've met Rep Cambodia one of my first trip to Long Beach to Mont Chad. They're all friends. They're all like part of the circle. And he's the first brand I repped. He's doing his thing too. So shout out to Rep Cambodia. It's good to see like small businesses grow, and he don't even need me no more. He blowing up.
Most def.
He's I try to help whenever I can. If it's a kickstart to companies, like you know, they're always gonna like grow and like diversify their marketing. There's always gonna have like other models, other people. I'm at the point in my career is like I'm gonna start like pushing my own brand, my own merch. Just work for myself, but also like if anyone needs help, we can always do business. We can always share the love.
Absolutely. And like it's good to scratch people's back and they scratch yours.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And how did you link up with Boba and Company? I love Boba myself.
Boba and Company, Philly, the whole Philly community. Like I'm always back and forth from Philly because going there to film and stuff. Because JL lives like in Jersey, like a 10-minute ride to Philly, and we're just always in Philly because they have the Sixth Street. They have like the whole Khmer community. They have the Khmer restaurants. I Heart Cambodia, and at the time, Boba and Company they had their own truck. They just came out of nowhere. I'm not sure. I met them and then I'm not sure how it began. I don't really remember, but they were supportive of what I was doing. Actually, I think what it was, we shot Mike Drake controller parody. Cambodia Town. You know that song,
Hmm.
the Drake controller. We did a parody right over at Boba and Company in his area. So and from then on, the video blew up. It made like the Philly newspaper, the Billy Penn, like the Philly Voice shared it. So it blew up, and then Boba and Company was like, I think they received a reward for like boosting like the neighborhood economy or something like that. But yeah, from then on, and then we just kind of kept in contact. He would hit me up for promo to promote his sugarcane stuff, his sugarcane drink. And then for my New Year in Philly one year, I think it was 2017. He booked me in JL to do like a little promo where we shot like a hype video while we were there, and kind of just like me like being at their booth, attracting the crowd and just like chilling with them at their booth. It's just a brand ambassador type stuff, and it was fun. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're still up or not, but I'd have to check in with them. I haven't spoken to him in a minute, so shout out to Kato from Boba and Company. I appreciate you, and much success to you, your future endeavors.
Most definitely. And
Who
and
else did I work with on that list?
uh, like like we both love food, so we'll go Cambodian cuisine.
Oh, that's about the Mong Bob, Mong Chad, based out of Long Beach, Cambodia town. Shout out to Mong Chad. Oh, yeah, like I said, one of the first people I met was Cam from Rep Cambodia and Mong Chad. They're all in the same circle, and Mong Chad was like the master chef of Long Beach, So he's making the bahak. He was making all kinds of sauces. He was also making jerky. Now he's making taco. He's making he's always doing something, and all while being a surgeon. So he salute to him, man. He has like many different like avenues of like jobs. Like he's a grind. He's a true hustler. So, but he's also like a like a elder type, like someone who's wise that you can always have a good conversation with too. Like he's really helpful and really supportive of what I do. Gives me good advice, and stuff like that. Like a bong. He's my bong.
Indeed, so much great stuff in Long Beach. Every time I go, and like I always remember the restaurant Hang Mia. That's like
Hang.
a
Oh yeah, I've
that's
been there. It's good.
hmm
Hang me. Oh, you're talking about Hak Hiang.
I think that's the one too. That's the
I think
one.
that's what I went to. I'm not sure if I went to Hang Myth, but I went to Hak Hiang for sure. It was really good. We had a whole spread of salamachu and all the good stuff.
Most definitely tastes like home.
Yeah.
Um, and another apparel company that you worked with was Khmer Kings. Like I had to look them up too. And how do you link up with the Khmer Kings?
Oh, they were from Australia. I think they sent me a package to promote. It was like a tall tea of some sort, but they were from Australia, and I think this it's just like a one time thing with them. But I think I'm not sure. I haven't spoke to him lately, but yeah, it was like they sent me a package to wear and promote, and that was that.
Most definitely. And circling back to our kung fu movie days, like my favorite character was like Go Chang.
Oh,
Like
Coach Chain, he's a legend, man.
yeah.
Man, you know, come on, if you don't know who Coach Chain is, he was like he was the man. Coach Chain, man.
Uh,
Wow.
those were the
I don't,
days.
I don't even know his English name. Do you know his I want to look him up on IMDb and try to find him because it's
Yeah,
hard to
me too.
Google Coach Chain and nothing will pop up.
Yeah,
Oh, Coach Chain.
yeah, how do you even spell it? I don't even know. Oh man. But yeah, you also worked with Malamar TV, and so that's why like I went to their website. And how did you connect with those folks?
Malamar was some big sponsors, that's for sure. They're one of the biggest. They do like Khmer TV like broadcast. They have satellites all over like Thailand, Cambodia, and they have like not just Khmer TV. They have like Thai, Lao, Hmong channels, and I'm not sure how we met. Actually, Malamar. I think Malamar added me one day and then hit me up about something. I'm not sure. I don't remember the story, but I know that we started either I hit them up like yo about promoting. Oh yeah, I think they sponsored a music video where they put their logo on my music video. It was Boy, the Weekend parody, Starboy, and
Hmm.
yeah, and we shot that and released it around New Year of 2000. I want to say 16, and they sponsored that, and they also sponsored Jangban Prapon Kamai music video. So same deal on that one. So yeah, but also I was promoting their service as well at the time. They had like a deal going on where they gave you the Roku devices for the low for for a limited time. So I help promote that side as well. But mainly those two music videos that they've sponsored are probably like one of my most popular ones as far as like quality and like replay value. Yeah.
Most definitely. Man, I think we covered all the bases and all that stuff, and I'm glad that we got to come back full circle with the kung fu flicks.
Oh, definitely,
And
man. Like kung fu, like martial arts is like my 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 first love. I put it above everything. Like sometimes I wonder like what my life would be if I stuck with taekwondo and just kind of like stuck with it throughout my 20s. But
indeed,
yeah, that'd be cool. But l- life is unexpected. You go different routes.
most definitely. Yeah,
It's a blessing just to be alive. Some people don't live this long. Some people don't live to see their 30s. So definitely every day is a blessing, man.
most definitely. Yeah, someone named Hi, that's their YouTube name says Hi, bro. So I
Hi.
just, yep.
Yo,
So
shout out to Hi.
indeed,
Yo, thank you guys
and
for tuning in. How do you even see how many people's in here? Like I can't even see it on my end, but
on my
uh,
side it just says like live, and then it has like the number, and then like
mhm,
the number of people watching, and
that's
it
cool.
just says four so far. So they've been in and out and commenting on the side.
That's cool. So
So
any questions that they ask, maybe I could answer some live while we're here.
yeah, anybody out there with the four of you that's out
Ask me
there,
something. Ask me something. Something different. Something something out of this world. You don't have to. You could be about anything.
yep, some AMA action. Let's go Reddit on YouTube. Yep, we'll leave that open for him and all that good stuff. And but yeah, this is while we're at it, this is Angkor Baby. It's my new channel. This is the third episode, but with my second guest ever with Hella Chluy, and all his information's on the bottom. So follow him on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe to his channel. Visit his website to how to book him, and donate to his Venmo because I'm trying to raise funds for all the artists as well during quarantine time.
Appreciate you, Bong.
Absolutely, anytime, Bong. And I think we're the same age, so I'm
Yeah.
a little bit older. I'm 82 myself.
Mhm.
I'm not 82 years old, but they say Asians don't raisin, so I'm glad that we're
Yeah.
almost
I still call people Bong, like, whether they're younger than me. It's like a respect thing,
same.
especially within my friends. Like all my younger friends, I still call Bong. It just became a thing with us.
Most stuff. Like Rizzo always says bong bong all the time, so I'm like, that's cool. He calls everything bong bong, so I'm like, all right, let's go bong bong everything.
That's funny.
Oh man, diversify our bonds like Wu Tang Financial. Yeah,
Big Woo.
indeed. Had some interesting interactions with them, and that's why I love wearing Wu Tang stuff. And
That's awesome, man. I like Wu Tang. So
indeed,
you met the RZA.
yeah, I spent 3 hours with him in Los Angeles. It was an insane story, but it's on my website, the press kit I sent you. So, I think I talked about it in the first episode.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, my sister is the one that introduced me to the Wu Tang Clan. Like she brought home Wu Tang Forever, and that double album just changed my life. I was like, whoa! Like Inspector Deck's verse from Triumph, like that first verse alone, like hands down is like by far one of the best verses in music history, like across every genre. Because like he doesn't cuss at all, but he talks about like Socrates and everything like that. And I'm like, how did you? That's just amazing, you know. And he's a really cool guy. I got to meet him in L.A. in Pasadena, and then he autographed my poster. And
Dang,
yeah, in
awesome, man.
St. Augustine, Florida. So they're all cool people. And I don't know.
Tell Rizza I said what up, man.
Indeed, if I see him again, hopefully that'd be awesome. He's doing his thing out in L.A. The movie star.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but man, it's been a blessing, like you said. Like if I would have stuck in like films forever, I wouldn't have been a stand-up comic, or I wouldn't have continued journalism, and
Just
you
do what
know,
you love, man. Do what your heart tells you to do, man. Sky's the limit.
and the world is yours, like Scarface says.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, life is what you make, is what Nas and DMX said. Which, going back to DMX, we're going for DMX at the Snoop Dogg DMX battle.
What is that battle? Is it tonight? Tomorrow?
I think it's next week.
Okay. I gotta put it on my calendar. Gotta make sure I don't miss this one.
Yeah, me too. Definitely getting tuned into Swiss Beats and Timbaland and support those guys.
Definitely.
Always, always watching them. But
The,
man,
the, the whole
it's
yeah,
good.
the whole IG live thing is a good thing, man. It's like keeps us entertained during these quarantine. Virtual is
Yeah,
a cool concept. Got to keep it going, to keep us entertained. All we got is time. All we got is social media, So it's like I don't even be on Netflix like that watching shows. I'm always like on YouTube trying to learn something or searching things I like to watch. Whether it be beat making, audio mixing, whether it be something like color grading. I'm always like trying to learn something that could like I could apply to my content.
most
Maybe,
def.
but I do like to watch s- comedy and stuff too. Right, lately, I've been like on podcasts, like seeing what they do, how they do. Like I could do this too. So that's my next step is to start my own podcast.
Most definitely, it's fun because like if you can't have like interpersonal skills with like your friends because you got to wear masks and stand 6 feet apart and all that stuff, you might as well do this because like
Yeah,
this is all we got at the moment.
yeah. I'm ready. I'm not ready to go out in public, man. It's still not safe. I'm being very cautious about my health, and I see people hanging out like, yo, y'all go ahead. I have no problem social distancing as long as it can until they get the virus contained and so I just been doing I've been adapting to like work from home type stuff. I've been gardening and I've been like walking my dog every day, riding my bike and stuff like that. Just it's kind of peaceful. I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I
it's
kind
like
of
living out in the villages in Sakmai. It's like everyone's all peace and happy and
Mhm.
stuff. And Kelly Bunn says, "What the hell, mukbang?" So shout out to Kelly Bunn. Yeah,
What's up?
like watch. I, I watch YouTube videos just to learn how to make some banh mi sandwiches because I'm
Oh
like, since I can't go out, I might as well learn how to make some banh mi sandwiches while I'm at home. So it's
yeah.
working. So pickle them for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
It's good stuff.
I've been learning how to cook Khmer food too on
That's
YouTube. Just like I learned how to make salami chukrung from my mom's recipe. She has
ah
she's one of the OGs of the Khmer food tutorials. So I learned how to make salami chukrung and play a psycho. So those are like two of my favorite things. So I'm good. I don't have to make rice with soy sauce no more. I could actually eat wholesome meals now. Cook it
indeed.
myself.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to make Meng Chao and Shngaomuan. Those are like my two things that I gotta learn how to make. But
That's all.
I've been
That's all.
watching JL Jupiter's cooking channel since he's transitioning into cooking. So
Oh yeah,
he's,
he showed some good stuff. The grung recipes though. Hey, once you know how to make grung, man, you set. You can make cha grung. You can make salami grung. It's a good paste to have in your arsenal in your freezer. I've been
and
eating a lot.
if you don't know how to make it, order it from Cambodian cuisine and with Bantambong Bob.
Yeah,
He'll ship it to you. I'm not
indeed.
sponsored by him, but order it from Cambodian cuisine. And if
Yeah.
you do you have like a 10% discount from him yet? And you can pick the
Uh,
crowd up with that.
I don't, because we just reconnected.
Oh, for
So
sure.
it could be, just kind of like, oh, we're all doing our own thing, and just started reconnecting again and helping each other out. So
Indeed. Most definitely. And friends don't ask friends for discounts, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, any final words, any last plugs you'd like to give the audience or your crowd and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for all the support throughout these years. And I hope you guys are being safe and healthy. And stay tuned for what's to come. Man, I got a lot of things I want to do, and I can't wait to share with everyone. And thank you, Sareth, for having me on your show. And I wish you the best of luck. And we're on Angkor Baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right back at you, Hella Chluy. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share everything below. That's scrolling on the bottom. My channel, Hella Chluy channel. Follow him on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Donate onto his Venmo. Visit his website. Book him to all your Cambodian New Year needs and all your parties as well as soon as Corona is over. But thank you again so much for joining us, Hella Chluy,
Pleasure,
and
Bob.
everyone that's joined us. You're welcome. And Jamriap Leah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Be well, everyone. I'll put this on my website too, and so I'll send you the link after we say goodbye, which is now, I guess. All right. Take care, Hella Chluy. Be
See you.
well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.